Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a seriously fascinating piece of research, and it reveals a massive shift in how successful small businesses are handling economic uncertainty. Usually, when the economy gets a little rocky, conventional wisdom tells us to tighten our belts, right? Just hunker down. But recent data is showing a totally counterintuitive trend happening right now. It turns out, smart businesses are actually increasing their marketing during the 2026 economic shakeup. It's this wild paradox, and we're going to break down exactly how they're doing it and honestly, how you can do it too.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll start with the 2026 marketing paradox, then move into profiting from less noise, look at the two essential channels, talk about working smarter with AI, and finally, wrap up with the practical playbook.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the 2026 marketing paradox, instinct versus data.
So here's the most critical question every single business owner is facing right now. What do you actually do when the economy shakes? Think about it. How do you react when sales start slowing down but your operational costs are creeping up? It's a deeply stressful spot to be in, and well, human nature usually kicks in to just protect what we already have.
Our gut instinct absolutely screams at us to pull back, right? Cut the ads, pause the campaigns, just retreat into our shells and wait out the storm. But here's the thing. The reality for smart businesses in 2026 is the exact opposite. They aren't hiding. They are stepping out of the shadows, right into the spotlight, and they're actively growing their budgets.
And the sheer scale of this trend is kind of wild. We're not just talking about a few rogue companies making crazy bets here. According to a recent Constant Contact survey of over 1,500 small business owners, a massive 68% say their marketing budgets will actually grow in 2026. So yeah, more than 2/3 of the market is choosing to spend more money, not less. And it isn't just about throwing cash at the problem either. 74% say they're going to devote more time to marketing than they did last year. They're literally rolling up their sleeves. This is a very deliberate strategy. They realize that the businesses that survive tough economic times aren't always the ones with the rock-bottom prices. They're the ones that just keep showing up consistently in people's feeds and inboxes.
Moving on to Section 2, profiting from less noise, the strategy behind the paradox.
So what's the logic behind this apparent madness? It's actually a pretty brilliant formula. When the economy gets shaky, a lot of your competitors are inevitably going to retreat. And as they go quiet, the overall noise in the market absolutely plummets. Suddenly, your existing marketing dollars have superpowers. You get wildly more visibility for the exact same effort, which leads to more customers, and ultimately, you exit the economic downturn way stronger than when you entered it. It really boils down to a fundamental clash in mindsets. A defeatist looks at those dark economic clouds and rising costs and just thinks, why even bother? But a smart owner, they look at those exact same clouds and ask, okay, where are the opportunities here? What's the smartest thing I can do right this second? They choose to water their garden and show up, even when spending that money feels incredibly uncomfortable.
And the proof is definitely in the numbers here. 36% of small businesses are already actively upgrading their entire marketing approach for 2026. They're looking at the exact same rising costs and competition as everybody else, but instead of getting paralyzed, they're letting those challenges actually motivate their planning.
Let's look at Section 3, the two essential channels, where the smart money is.
Now, when these highly motivated businesses are looking for the absolute best ROI, they are not stretching themselves thin across a million different platforms. They focus. 68% value social media as their single most critical channel. That's both organic and paid. And that's followed tightly by email marketing at 41%. The smart money is going entirely into proven, direct, and highly measurable platforms.
And it's really not a competition between the two. It's this incredibly powerful synergy. You don't have to be everywhere online anymore. You just have to be great in these two specific places. Think of it like this. Social media content grabs attention and builds massive brand awareness, and then email marketing swoops right in to convert that hard-earned attention into actual tangible sales. It's a perfect 1-2 punch.
All right, Section 4, working smarter with AI, reclaiming your time.
You've got to look at how rapidly this is moving. 54% of small businesses are already using AI, and another 27% plan to start this year. That literally means over 4 out of 5 will be totally on board by year's end. And what are they doing with it? Well, they're heavily leveraging it to analyze trends, about 45% of them, drafting emails and content at 44%, and creating images at 40%. But here is the secret sauce. They aren't giving up their authentic brand voice. They're just outsourcing all that tedious, repetitive groundwork to the machines.
To really put the value of that into perspective, just imagine you normally spend, say, an hour writing a draft for your weekly email newsletter. If you use AI to generate that initial draft in 30 seconds, and then you spend 10 minutes tweaking it to perfectly match your voice, you have just saved 50 minutes. Multiply those 50 minutes by every single week in the year. That is a massive amount of reclaimed time that you can now focus purely on actually growing the business.
And this all feeds into a much larger shift in how companies operate. By 2026, half of all small businesses are shifting their entire focus toward efficiency as a core business objective. They aren't just trying to tread water and survive, and they definitely aren't blindly chasing growth at any cost. They're maximizing their output by building these automated systems that just run quietly in the background.
Which brings us to Section 5, the practical playbook, 3 things you can do right now.
Let's distill all this data into a really clear 3-step plan for you. Step 1, choose your 2 core channels, social and email, and stick with them. Seriously, stop stretching yourself so thin. Step 2, use AI to eliminate friction, but please do not use it as a lazy shortcut. Let it write the messy first draft, but always edit it into your own unique voice. And step 3, mechanize those repetitive tasks. Build that welcome series or that abandoned cart reminder just once, and then let it run on autopilot. I want to leave you with this final, really powerful thought. Economic uncertainty is absolutely not the time to hibernate. It's the time to strike. The real question is, as the economy shakes, will you have the discipline to double down, stick to your systems, and keep showing up? Because that discipline, that is exactly what will become your greatest competitive edge. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we will catch you next time.